Dumb and Dumber is a 1994 American buddy comedy film directed by Peter Farrelly, who co-wrote the screenplay with Bobby Farrelly and Bennett Yellin. It is the first installment in the Dumb and Dumber franchise. Starring Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels, it tells the story of Lloyd Christmas and Harry Dunne, two dumb, well-meaning friends from Providence, Rhode Island, who set out on a cross-country road trip to Aspen, Colorado, to return a briefcase full of money to its owner, thinking it was abandoned as a mistake, though it was actually left as a ransom. Lauren Holly, Karen Duffy, Mike Starr, Charles Rocket, and Teri Garr play supporting roles. The film was released on December 16, 1994, to mixed reviews from critics. It would go on, though, to gross $247 million at the box office and since developed a cult following. The success of Dumb and Dumber launched the career of the Farrelly brothers, established the range of the heretofore dramatically acclaimed actor Daniels as a gifted comedic actor, and revitalized his Hollywood career, and solidified Carrey's reputation as one of the most prominent actors of the 1990s. The film also spawned an animated TV series, a 2003 prequel, and a 2014 sequel. Some trivia notes. John Hughes conceived the film before he sold it to the Farrelly brothers and asked for his name to be removed from the writing credits. His concept was named Ski Nuts and was about two dumb guys in Aspen. The Farrelly brothers had been trying for years to get their first ever movie made. Director Peter's agent encouraged him to make a movie himself alongside his brother Bobby. The Farrelly brothers did not know who Jim Carrey was, and they were only told that he was the white guy in Living Colour. Only after watching a screening of Carrey's first major acting role, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, did they become interested in casting him. Based on the box office success of Ace Ventura, Carrey was able to negotiate a salary of $7 million for this film. Nicolas Cage was proposed to be Carrey's co-star. He tried to negotiate a $2 million increase in his fee, but New Line Cinema decided against casting him and signed Jeff Daniels instead. Cage said he turned it down to do Leaving Las Vegas instead. Daniels was only paid $50,000 for his role. New Line Cinema originally did not want Daniels in the film, as he was known for only doing dramatic work at the time. However, the Farrellys and Carrey wanted Daniels for the part. Although New Line Cinema agreed to their demands, Daniels was offered a lower salary in the hopes it would discourage him from signing on to the film. Daniels ultimately accepted the role, despite his agent reportedly dissuading him out of fears it would kill his career. 100 actors turned down the role of Lloyd, including Steve Martin and Martin Short. Gary Oldman and Cage were also original choices for Lloyd and Harry. Chris Elliott and Rob Lowe were also both considered for the role of Harry. Lauren Holly was then cast as she heard Carrey and Daniels were going to be in the film. Carrey's chipped tooth was genuine, resulting from a fight with a classmate in childhood, but he had since had it capped. He simply had the crown temporarily removed from the tooth to portray Lloyd. Lauren Holly famously met Jim Carrey during the auditions for Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Though she did not get offered a part in that film, the two developed a relationship while working together on the film Dumb and Dumber. In 1996 they would later get married, though the marriage only lasted a year, as they were divorced in 1997. This film is one of Charles Rocket's most well-known characters. Rocket would slit his throat in 2005 at the age of 56. He was also most famously fired from the 1980-1981 SNL season after swearing live on air. The film's soundtrack would also go on to be a major hit, with such songs as New Age Girl by Dead Eye Dick, while the music video for Crash Test Dummy's version of the Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead featured Jeff Daniels reprising his role of Harry. Joe Bishop of Vice named the album his favourite movie soundtrack, but the same site's Cameron Matthews described it as a perfect slice of mid-1990s sound, bubbly pop rock with jangly chords and just enough grit, or aka the thing you can give your kids when they one day ask what the 90s were like. The soundtrack also featured songs like If You Don't Love Me I'll Kill Myself by Pete Roach and Crash by The Primitives. Initially, Beck was approached for his song Loser to be used in the final film. He would say, I remember getting a phone call one day. My manager said, there's this film, Dumb and Dumber, and they want to use your song Loser. He would say, I just remember that sums up what the world thinks of me at this point. I tried to have fun with it, tried not to take it too serious, but at the same time, it was a little disheartening at some times. The film ranks 445th on Empire's 2008 list of the 500 greatest movies of all time, and though not nominated at any major American Film Awards, it was successful at the 1995 MTV Movie Awards, where Carrey would win Best Comedic Performance, and Carrey and Holly would win for Best Kiss, whilst Carrey and Daniels would win for Best On-Screen Duo. Total Film magazine voted Dumb and Dumber the 5th greatest comedy film of all time. Jim Carrey, of course, is most famous for going off script. For example, when Harry and Lloyd are in the car, Lloyd asks if Harry wants to hear the most annoying sound in the world. This was not originally in the script, as you can see by Daniel's face. And in a bar scene in Aspen, the line, "No way, that's great, we've landed on the moon," was not in their script, but Carrey made it up as he saw a newspaper headline stating this. After scamming Seabass to pay for their bill, Lloyd says he saw it in a movie. The movie he's referring to is Something Wild, and the guy who pulls the scam is actually played by Jeff Daniels. When the film went to the top of the US box office, it gave Jim Carrey the distinction of being the first actor to have 3 films go straight to number 1 in 1 year, the others being The Mask and Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. According to Jeff Daniels, none of the scenes between himself and Carrey were filmed during the first week of production because the studio was fully prepared to replace him in the role, even going so far as to have a comedian on standby, waiting to take on the role. Now for me, Dumb and Dumber isn't just a movie, it's an experience, especially for fans of slapstick, absurd humour and the wild brilliance of Jim Carrey. For those of us who grew up with it or found it later and never let it go, it holds a special place in the Hall of Comedy Greats. This is one of those films you can just watch again and again, and it never loses its charm. Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels have an incredible effortless chemistry as Lloyd Christmas and Harry Dunne, two well-meaning idiots who somehow bungle their way across the country on a misguided act of kindness. Every scene is packed with quotable lines, ridiculous gags, and physical comedy that feels fresh still decades later. Whether it's the most annoying sound in the world or their iconic scooter ride to Aspen, it's just so funny from beginning to end. Carrey's rubber-faced energy is perfectly matched by Daniels' unexpected comedic chops. Together they create a duo that is endlessly lovable despite or because of their total lack of common sense. The film feels nostalgic, familiar and joyously chaotic. It's no wonder fans like me come back time and time again to watch it, as it's a comedy comfort food. No, it's not technically brilliant, nor a critical darling, but it does what good films really should do best, and that's entertain. Hilariously funny, brilliantly acted by both Carrey and Daniels, this is a comedy film that ages like fine wine. Dumb and Dumber gets a 9.5 out of 10.